was told today, and by a guy who rang my doorbell to sell investment services, no less. Times are hard. That this is an embarrassing shirt to be wearing today. At first, I didn't know what he was getting at, and I assured him that it was clean, which is an understandable concern in my house, but it is clean, and that's a big reason that I'm wearing it. But then I got it, and I said, "Oh, you mean the football team? Did they lose?" Now, I know they lost. Everybody knows they lost. But it is sometimes just irritating to me that I'm expected to care, that it's assumed that I care. I have a laundry list of things that I care about, but it's full up. There's no room for football teams on it. So when I wear this shirt, it does not say anything about my support of a football team. It says, well, it says Florida State. It says I went to Florida State. It probably says I need to do laundry. But if I were showing any rah-rah school spirit, it would probably be along the lines of, "Yay, we have a great Autism Research Institute," or "Go film school." But yeah, I don't hear a lot of those headlines and a lot of people arguing about their latest wins and losses. But emotion is a weird thing, and people get wrapped up in some strange stuff. Strange from my point of view. I read once a story about some girl in South America who committed suicide on the soccer field after her team lost. And stories all the time about soccer hooligans in Europe beating each other up in pubs because they see a team shirt they don't like. Maybe it's soccer. Maybe soccer brings out the worst in people, but, you know, who knows? Maybe some of them need the emotion training that a lot of autistic people get. Billy gets some of that. And he does have some probably unusual emotional reactions to certain things. Rain Man, that movie, gave a lot of people the idea that autistic people don't have emotions, that they're like robots, and nothing could be further from the truth. Usually, we're dealing with a surplus of emotion. And when that surplus is happiness or love or hilarity, and very often it is, but when it is, it's all good. But when that surplus is sadness or anger, if it's anger, well then we break out these bad boys. The Hulk Smash Gloves. Yeah, his Uncle Wes got these for him for Christmas and never fails to make him laugh. So if he's in the middle of a tantrum and hitting himself on the head, I make him wear these and he'll hear, I hope you can hear that, and it almost always makes him laugh. And it's also very good for me protecting myself from an onslaught. But we also use, I think I've told you guys about before, an iPad app called What Are You Feeling? Or Autism Express Emotions. And it'll say happy. And you can see the happy face, and he's laughing. I don't know how much he learns from gassy and burpy. Yeah, those of course are his favorites. It's like the seven dwarves of your nightmares. But we also play a little game based on if you're familiar with the book Brown Bear, What Do You See? Well, we do one called Happy Face, Happy Face. And we draw faces, and then we say, happy face, what do you see? I see and he has to say, sad face, looking at me. And we go through them, and we do angry face, and we do, well, that's supposed to be surprise face, but Billy thought it was sick face. So, anyway, he has a pretty good handle on recognizing emotions in faces, and which is often a deficit in autistic people. He does, though, have the sort of screwy idea that he can create the emotions he wants in people by pointing his finger at them and shouting. So, for instance, if I'm irritated with him and he doesn't want me to be, he'll just point his finger and say, happy! And it doesn't have the desired effect, his desired effect anyway. So we're working on creating more effectively in other people the reactions we want with our own actions, rather than waving our Harry Potter magic wand and expecting them to feel the way we want them to feel. I wish it were that easy. But to be honest, he does very often have a magical ability to make me happy. So, have a great week!